We ain't baby oil clothes.
Nah, you stupid.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
who's telling the story, right? You can skew
People very close to the situation.
but you can create any narrative.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly fucked 50. I'm like, what did he say 50 for? Nelly, your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance, say fuck that.
People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give up. Okay? He don't give up. He posted the Netflix thing. He said number 1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up. Okay? Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, and an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew.
50 Cent's Diddy docuseries didn't just make headlines, it sent shockwaves through the streaming world. From the moment it launched, the series climbed the charts at an unexpected speed, even overtaking established giants like Stranger Things. Whether viewers tuned in out of curiosity, nostalgia, or pure intrigue, one thing became clear immediately: 50 Cent wasn't playing it safe. He arrived with a sharp agenda, determined to challenge long-protected narratives with precision and control. Just as many assumed the conversation was beginning to cool, renewed online buzz reignited interest. Talk of a second season is growing louder by the day, with rumors suggesting an even larger scope. Industry chatter now hints that the next chapter could dive into what fans are calling the Jay-Z files, a move that, if confirmed, would mark one of the most explosive moments in modern hip-hop documentary history. And Jay-Z may not stand alone. Speculation increasingly points to as many as 7 high-profile figures who could emerge as focal points, all connected by influence, shared history, unresolved questions, and industry storylines that never truly disappeared, that continue shaping conversations today worldwide now.
And just to kind of like roll off of what 50 was saying, I did not believe that I did not believe that it was going to be this crazy, but he's been the biggest champion of it. And so I think the goal was, the original conversation that 50 and I had in sitting down and talking about it, in the wake of Cassie filing her lawsuit, which is when we kind of had our first conversation, right then, was understanding that there were a lot of rumors in the industry. There was a lot of talk about, some of this bad behavior. I think Cassie's lawsuit, the level of detail that, getting underneath the hood and seeing the level of detail that she brought forward was really a lot to digest. And I think that both 50 and I were really interested in the nuances of tackling a story like this, like kind of understanding, where does the role of victim, begin and end versus like being a perpetrator, and kind of understanding cycles of violence and these kind of reoccurring patterns, and just seeing how complex the story was, and that no one was really treating it like that. Everyone was just very focused on salacious headlines and like with no context, and so I think for us, we wanted to put that care into the story.
But they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning, is because they didn't get a chance to watch it, when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind, and it becomes the number one dog.
But also, someone calling it a hit piece was a statement from Diddy's team. So, I mean, what's your response to Diddy's team? Of course, they're going to probably have an opinion. And then what's your opinion on people that just say that you're petty? Are you petty?
I accept that. I'll take that. I'll wear that. I'm fine. I have antics that I've become comfortable with on social media because of the usage of social media. That's just that. You know what I mean? But when they look at, they'll say, me deciding to go on ABC is petty. The morning show is the biggest show. These people, they came. It's a great opportunity to be on that actual platform, but they looked at it further and said it's airing in prison, so this would be why I would like to do that. And it didn't come across as a reason not to. of course, I was aware that it would be airing.
And for both of you, one of the other questions fans are asking is, there are a lot of great and powerful interviews in this, but where are A-list celebrities? Where are people in his orbit that remain silent? Like, they've never really even spoken out against the allegations or anything that's going on. Are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away everyone was like piling on and talking. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like, they think that they are telling something. Or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no, other than that, you would look, if I wasn't saying the things that you've heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So it'd just be, you would assume that the culture is for those behaviors.
When early rumors about a second season of 50 Cent's hard-hitting Netflix series began circulating, one unexpected name entered the conversation: Marlon Wayans. Known primarily for comedy hits like Asterisk Scary Movie and White Chicks Asterisk, his connection initially seemed random. That perception changed quickly as tension between the two surfaced publicly. During an interview, Wayans was asked about the documentary, and rather than praising it, urged caution. He suggested the situation was deeply personal, shaped by long-standing conflict and not simply about storytelling. His comments centered on accountability, timing, and the idea that actions carry consequences, especially when someone is already under intense public scrutiny. Wayans wasn't defending anyone outright, but he questioned intent and warned that documentaries rarely capture the full picture. That perspective didn't sit well with 50 Cent. He responded almost instantly online, using sharp humor, exaggerated visuals, and references to Wayans' past roles to flip the narrative. What followed was a rapid digital clash fueled by memes, AI-generated images, and non-stop posts, turning a philosophical disagreement into a highly visible standoff that only amplified curiosity about what Season 2 might reveal next as speculation spread across social platforms worldwide and fan theories intensified daily, relentlessly online everywhere fast.
For a social media beef with 50 Cent, what was it like in the family chat? Well, brothers, they were funny. Damon was like, why you pick the biggest brother? He's on gamma rays. Stick to beefing with Soulja Boy, Kevin Hart, people that we can beat. You fight him. Leave guys that got shot 9 times alone. He survived 9. And so I backed out. I just said his name. They asked me about the documentary. I was like, I didn't see it. And then they asked me about it, and I just gave my opinion. I was just like, I don't think brothers need to be quarreling in public like that. And then what I get into? A public quarrel with a brother. And I just think it was bad for the culture. And so I kind of backed out. I don't even say that name anymore. If you ask me, hey, you got change of $1? I need a $50. So you need a $50.
All right. So I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject. Period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll.
What makes this clash so compelling isn't just the famous names involved, but the timing. The tension exploded precisely as conversation around the documentary reached its peak, turning what might have been a brief comment into days of non-stop online jabs and viral meme exchanges. Marlon Wayans has maintained that his position was never about defending anyone or picking sides, but about perspective, balance, and responsible storytelling. Still, to 50 Cent and many fans, the message landed differently. The response signaled something larger at play. Wayans is no longer a distant observer offering commentary. He has now been pulled directly into the unfolding narrative itself with major implications ahead.
Forth between 50 and Marlon Wayans.
With him and Marlon Wayans, I don't understand, Marlon got his own opinion, just like everybody got an asshole. He got his own opinion too. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to say whatever he wants to say. But, you know, when you know somebody is going to war or don't like somebody or somebody got a beef with somebody, unless you want to be a part of that beef or take a part of that, why you going to get involved in it? You understand? You know, keep your opinion to yourself. If you know those two people got a beef and you got a voice out here, Marlon got a voice because he comes from that family that has done a crazy, you know, comedy shows and things for our community as far as being the elites of the comedy world and then of the movie world. And he comes from that family, bro. So, you know, you putting his voice and saying that, you know, 50 is doing something wrong and stuff like that. People can't tell people what to do and how to do with their lives and with their time and everything like that. And if he's going against Puff and he's putting stuff out there, that's his business. That's him and Puff's business. You understand? Like people try to say I'm doing something wrong. That's me and Puff's business. You understand? No, but it's all right for him to send dudes to try to do something to me. It's all right for him to, you know, send people or get them information so I can lose my job. It's all right for them to do what they do. You understand? But when they see somebody like me or doing it back or saying something, I gotta be some broke this, I gotta be some jealous this, I gotta be some hating ass and stuff like that. No, this is war. You understand? I might not have the ammunition he have. I might not have the people that he have. So for Marlon Wayans to go at 50 like that, both of them got money. You know what I'm saying? Both of them got, you know, their own peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? But for Marlon to put out a clip that is an AI generated clip against 50, that's something whole different, bro. That's something whole, and I see that's happening right now. They got a clip of me holding a picture of Diddy and I think it's 50 or somebody in the bed together. You understand? I ain't never had that picture right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that. That's a lie. But they're allowing that like that to come on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're allowing people, you know, to cut and paste and put stuff out there and make people seem like, you know, they are some kind of phenoid, some homosexual ass whatever. And I know you can't say that on a thing, but that's what it is, bro. And I just hate that they are allowed and they can't be sued for doing stuff like that, man. And that's what, if you're gonna do anything, you know, you should be able to sue somebody to be doing stuff like that. For him to put 50 in the hot tub with Puff or get that picture when he knows it's an AI generated picture, that was low. That was real low. But he said, so since 50 trolling, I'm a troll. So have that same energy when you see that man. Keep trolling when you see that man. And that's what I got to say about that one. My whole thing about it is, bro, you know, people going around saying, but Diddy's in jail. And him being in jail don't bring back none of the people that died, not only on his watch, on his making. It don't bring back Big. You know what I'm saying? I heard one journalist talk about, Suge Knight is the one who, you know, Big and set Big up and everything like that. So let me ask you something. Suge Knight was working in accordance with Puff to get Big out of California. He was working with Puff to keep Big from going to London. Suge Knight was working with Puff to do that? I don't think so. I heard Puff tell Kirk Burroughs on that Thursday, yo, Big ain't going nowhere. You could go by yourself, but Big ain't going nowhere. You know what? When you look at things and you see things, you know that facts.
Next in the spotlight is Jay-Z, a name many view as inevitable. If any figure was expected to surface after Diddy amid 50 Cent's widening focus on power within the industry, it was always Jay. Their decades of overlapping history in music and business have been layered with collaboration, quiet rivalry, and unspoken competition that never fully disappeared. With the momentum generated by the docuseries, fans are increasingly speculating that Jay-Z's story could become the next major chapter. If so, it would introduce another heavyweight narrative and push the broader conversation even further into the public eye very soon, potentially worldwide.
Was they really friends in the...
How close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball, they wasn't playing baseball, they wasn't playing football, and they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it, but I don't know what kind of half a homo that is. And you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public, can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So, I guess that's a certain type of...
50 Cent has already fueled the speculation on Instagram, and his actions appear deliberate. A recent post featuring Jay-Z immediately sent engagement soaring, with comment sections flooding as fans repeatedly referenced the so-called Jay-Z files and predicted a future season centered on him. Instead of shutting the idea down, 50 leaned into it, liking multiple comments that pushed the theory forward and quietly intensifying the rumors. Given Jay-Z's enormous influence, decades-long career, and expansive business network, the possibility of a documentary examining his legacy carries massive intrigue. That includes his partnerships, industry relationships, and long-standing association with Diddy. Jay's continued silence has only amplified speculation. While nothing has been officially confirmed, online momentum has reached a point where many viewers now treat his involvement in a potential next chapter as almost inevitable in hip-hop culture today, globally.
Now, a lot of people think it's unethical for a rapper to be blowing the whistle on another rapper, given the fact that many rappers do the same things. Now, maybe not Diddy things, but like, you know, I keep telling you, I know many rappers who they do domestically assault their women. They have put their hands on their woman. They have beat their woman before. They have a domestic case. People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give a, okay? He don't give a. He posted the Netflix thing. He said number 1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up. Okay. Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew of Jay-Z. And 50 said, please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it. But of course, he's being facetious because he posted the picture that he claimed he wouldn't post. Now, that's not the interesting part, y'all. The interesting part is when you look at it, 50 was in the comments here and he was liking posts. You can't see what the author, which would be 50, likes. But 50, and I guess I could post it on, give me a second. I could post it on our burn page. Wait, what? Wait. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Every time I open my phone, I see like anyway, because I don't want to slow the stream down. 50 is liking these comments, and these comments are saying, yo, do the documentary on Jay-Z next, right? Oh, actually, people posted on Twitter. So they're actually saying, and they're encouraging, and 50's liking it. Here we go. It's a 50 Cent liking a comments hinting Jay-Z's next. Somebody says, my only question. He's next, isn't he? 50 liked it. Okay.
Another name gaining real momentum for season 2 is Rick Ross. And this isn't a random theory. The rivalry between Rick Ross and 50 Cent carries nearly 2 decades of history, making it one of hip-hop's most visible and enduring feuds. It began in the late 2000s after lyrics interpreted as subtle jabs prompted 50 to respond with direct diss records, triggering years of lyrical exchanges, media shots, and non-stop online tension. Over time, the conflict grew far beyond music, spilling into lawsuits, personal accusations, and relentless digital taunting that fans still reference today. The hostility hasn't faded either. As recently as March 2025, 50 reignited the feud by mocking Ross's role on the Millennium Tour and questioning his star power. Ross responded publicly with sharp criticism and personal remarks. Now, with documentary momentum building again, it appears 50 may be circling back, setting the stage for what could become the most intense chapter of their long-running rivalry yet.
Hey guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy was like, he did this little move and shit and got knocked the fuck out, like right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp. And he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or, the 305 Killers.
Fourth on the radar is Janice Combs, a name that rarely dominates headlines but could become one of the most revealing figures if season 2 truly explores how Diddy was shaped. As the single mother who raised him largely on her own after his father's early death, her influence on his formative years was undeniable. A former model and teacher's assistant, Janice worked tirelessly, often juggling multiple jobs to provide stability, opportunity, and education. She has also been outspoken in rejecting what she describes as inaccuracies in the documentary's portrayal of Diddy's upbringing, insisting her home was built on discipline, sacrifice, and care, not dysfunction. However, conflicting accounts from people familiar with the family during that period complicate the picture. Some describe a household marked by adult environments, blurred boundaries, and early exposure to situations beyond a child's years. If examined carefully, Janice Combs' story could become one of the most complex and consequential angles of the series, offering deeper insight into the roots of a legacy that continues to spark debate.
I've already said that I believe that he was victimized, and I think it happened long before the industry. People really don't want to look closer into his childhood and to what his mama had going on in that house. God knows what he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, professional freak-offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after-hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus. No, was he surprised or was he like, "Zip it, you talking too much"? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. while she was sitting up there, oh, because I was a bus driver and I was this, and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
She didn't say it just like that. Big tips. You know, in
big tip and spending cheese.
In Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say, that your daddy was a gangster or a hustler. That's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was.
Another name surfacing for season 2 is Ray J, and this is a lane 50 Cent has never been afraid to revisit. While Ray J isn't typically grouped with industry titans like Jay-Z or Diddy, his name has a way of resurfacing at unexpected moments. 50's connection to him isn't based on music as much as controversy, including a long-discussed backstage incident in Las Vegas involving Ray J and Fabulous. 50 has repeatedly referenced the moment publicly, often with humor and skepticism, questioning how the story has been framed. More recently, he has kept Ray J in the spotlight by reposting clips from his media appearances, adding commentary that feels calculated rather than casual. Taken together, the pattern suggests Ray J isn't background noise. He may be a deliberate piece in a broader narrative that 50 appears ready to amplify as the next season takes shape.
Now, as a journalist, you heard me say what I said, and that's kind of what cranked this whole thing up. But then fast forward to the documentary. It's saying that they was getting their ass taken, bro. Multiple times. You kept partying. Owe you some money? I mean, you know. Yo, what the f is going on in this world, bro? You said I woke up with females in the bed. Then I woke up and Diddy was in the bed. What was Diddy doing in the bed, bro? Ooh, man. I went and took a and my coming out way more runnier. I'm feeling sore around the rear end area. Okay, I got you. I know what happened. I've been taken, and now I'm still here partying, acting like nothing.
Another figure drawing attention for season 2 is Stevie J, and this one stands apart from the rest. The interest here isn't rooted in personal beef, but in loyalty and public alignment. Stevie J has long been connected to the bad boy circle as a producer and insider, which made his outspoken support of Diddy during the fallout from the docuseries impossible to ignore. Instead of staying quiet, he publicly declared his willingness to stand by Diddy and defend him. The boldness of that statement immediately ignited online reaction. As expected, 50 Cent seized the opportunity, responding with sharp humor and calculated teasing that pushed the moment into the spotlight. He didn't just mock the declaration, he questioned its credibility, prompting fans to wonder how deep that loyalty really runs and whether it would hold under real pressure.
Curtis, what's good, man? You and your feelings about Daphne? Is she with gang them? Or is it that you sucking little Rod dick? However it go, I want you to fade. For all that. Since it's entertainment, let me beat the shit out of you on TV or something. Don't duck that.
I'm calling you out. What you want to do, Curtis? Curtis!
I'm stepping this out. Fine with it. That's all you gotta do. That's all I gotta do. Niggas somebody want to fight me. My shit's up. My shit's up. I hope you get past the security.
He questioned where that loyalty truly stood and whether the emotions behind it were genuine or influenced by outside relationships. From there, he made it clear he wanted the issue handled publicly. Framing it as entertainment, he challenged the situation to be settled face-to-face on camera, urging the other side not to dodge the moment or hide behind excuses. He called him out directly by name, stressing that he was ready to stand on his words. The message carried confidence and pressure, ending with a bold provocation that dared him to step beyond security and prove he was really about action, not just talk.